We're going to show you how to master fishing in 5 minutes with these simple, fun, and easy 15 steps. So let's go fishing, baby. Okay, the first step to fishing fun is to always carry 2 or more fishing rods with you whenever you go fishing. One can get broken or pulled in by a bigger fish. And if you're out on a boat or deep in the woods with only one rod, you're going to go home and call it quits for the day. You don't want that to happen. Step 2 is to always carry a fishing net with you. It's money every time, whether you're out on the boat or shore fishing, because if you land a whopper trophy and you try to pull up on it without a landing net, you might just break the rod in two or lose the fish when he breaks the line off because of all that extra weight. So always carry a net and always have 2 rods with you for fishing success. Now, step 3 is to always use live bait as a beginner. It's your key to catching fish all the time. Even when the fish are sluggish or finicky, live bait is always going to be the best choice. Live minnows, live night crawlers will catch every fish that swims and breathes. You can also catch your own crickets and grasshoppers that work for bass and panfish too. Tip 4 is to always carry hand sanitizer when you go fishing because fish have excellent sense of smell. And when you're using live bait or lures, if your hands are dirty or smell like gasoline or tobacco, etc., that scent will transfer onto the bait or lure and you'll lessen your chances of catching fish because it doesn't look and smell natural enough. Tip 5, fish also have superb hearing, so they will hear you coming before you ever get there with your clanky, rattling tackle box. So approach quietly so you don't spook them away and make it harder on yourself. Just like with deer hunting, don't be blaring loud music up in the tree stand. You know deer hunters are afraid to even pass gas up there in the tree, so don't do it when you're fishing either. Step 6 is to use light balsa wood stick bobbers when you're fishing, and you will catch more fish every time because you will see and feel everything the fish is doing under the water. And that will cause you to be able to react faster to set the hook and land more fish than the guy next to you who is guessing when to pull up on the line if there might be a fish underneath the water. Okay, step 7 is to always make sure you're using braided line and you'll catch more fish consistently. Monofilament line is a bit cheaper, but the line just won't hold up to a monster fish or a big, strong snapping turtle you catch by accident. Braided line is super strong, yet super sensitive, has 0 stretch and 0 memory. So you'll land more fish, yet still be able to feel everything right through the line. Tip 8, in order to get better at fishing, you've got to become a knot tying pro. If your knot fails you on a big trophy fish and he breaks you off and you lose him, you'll be sick to your stomach. So practice tying the uni knot over and over again till you can basically tie it in your sleep. We have multiple tutorials on the site showing you exactly how to tie this preferred knot as you see right here. Tip 9 is another advantage you can do to catch more fish every time. That is, switch out all your hooks to blood red hooks. Red is the color of blood and mimics a wounded or dying bait fish. It makes for an easier meal and more strikes every time. Red is also the color that bass and walleye see best. You'll catch more fish. You always want to carry a hook remover or pliers with you at all times in your tackle box, especially if you're catch and release fishermen like we are. This is essential if you get a fish that swallows the hook deep in their belly. You need this to get it out safely. Sometimes you got to just cut it off so you don't damage the internal organs or pull out their lungs. Okay, step 11 is to always have a couple extra spools of braided line with you in case a big fish runs your spool out or you get a nasty backlash and you have to cut off a lot off your spool. Just keep extra line with you at all times and you'll never go home empty-handed. Tip 12 is to fish at the right times of the day and you'll catch more fish every time, those being dawn and dusk. Most fish prefer feeding in low light conditions. And in fact, catfish love to fish at night. So if you can brave the dark and mosquitoes, you can usually catch monster catfish after dark too. Step 13 is to make sure you got a rag with you at all times when you're fishing, either on the boat or from shore, because you're dealing with very sharp hooks and you're bound to get hooked at one point or another and draw some blood. Step 14 is to make sure you got your UV sunglasses because the sun's rays reflect off the water and can burn you up pretty good. So avoid any squinting headaches and have a second depth finder on your face, basically, because you can see fish with a good pair. Okay, step 15, last but not least, you always want to make sure you have your fishing license with you at all times. Not only is it legal, if you ever get stopped by a fish and game warden and you don't have it on you, you could get fined or even have your fish confiscated. Don't let that happen to you. Enjoy fishing every time, baby.